Hi, I'm Lars. Welcome back to the workshop. When you're working on an extension table for your table saw, or my table saw, and it's kind of got the table saw on pieces, and you need to cut some plywood for it, you have a couple of options. You can get a skill saw, you can use a track saw, or you can use another table saw. Luckily, I have another table saw. This table saw sitting next to me is my father's. He passed away a while ago. So the problem I have with this table saw, I'm going to show you here right now. As you can see, there's quite a big of a gap through here. I can literally slide a pencil underneath it. So I need to raise this up, the front of the table saw up. I'll put some blocking or something underneath it to get this up and get this leveled out. And once that's leveled out, I should be able to cut a piece of wood on this. Now, one of the problems that we have is we have a 27-inch piece of wood. The max that this table saw can cut is 24, and I'll show you how to figure that one out right now. Like I was saying, this table saw can only cut up to 24 inches from that blade to this point. That's as far out as the fence will go. Luckily, we got a piece of plywood that we're going to rip long ways, and it is only 48 inches wide. So you can take the 48 minus the 27 that we need, and that gives you 21 inches. That we can cut. Alright, need to cut this piece of plywood. It's a 48-inch piece of plywood. We need to get 27 1/4 off of it. So I measure, it's the way I prefer to do this, is measure off the fence to the opposite side of the blade, because this is the piece of wood we want, so we need to measure. We're taking all of this off. That includes the cut. So 20 3/4 is plus 27 1/4 makes it 48. Alright, let's get to going. Alright, that cut looks like it fit pretty good. All I need to do now is get this cut to length for both of these extension tables. I'm not going to tack these down. I still have to get that table saw in here, and in order to, once that table saw is in, I'm going to have to clamp the angle iron and whatnot on the front of this. Okay, so this is going to take a little bit of more time. I'm going to router this up the edge a little bit. This piece of plywood here is setting off the table just a tiny bit. Remember, if you're ever going to run a router and you're looking at the table this way, all right, if you're looking like this, straight at it, you always want to go to the right, because if you go to the left, this blade turns counterclockwise. Okay, if you're looking at it like this, it's turning counterclockwise. If you're looking like this, it's turning clockwise. So for other people that don't know what I'm talking about, it's turning to that direction. It will grab a hold of that wood and just take off. So if you're going to the right, you have more control over it. And I'll show you what I mean here. I'll do a little example. Let's go to the right. Let's go to the left. See, it just wants to take it and run with it. You'll get the same, pretty much the same cut, but you'll have no control if you go to the left. Recommendation, going to the right. This is the box for the dust collector. I still need to drill a hole in it somewhere. I can figure that out later and put some sort of a pipe on the side of it. Maybe in the back might be the best where the sawdust is actually kicking off the blade. There's 4 holes in the bottom of the table saw box down here, the bottom one, in the back and the front. And that's what was used to mount it to the stand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get this underneath that, mark where the holes are, and then I'm going to use these things. They're called T-nuts. Okay, it's what they look like. You guys probably seen them in, you know, furniture that you've bought. And I'm going to pound these things into the board after I drill a hole. You know, I've got to drill a hole down in there, something that this will fit into, and then basically I'll screw that down through the through this hole, through the table saw base mount into this. So right now I need to find out where these holes are lined up in here, and then I need to drill a bigger bit. Probably these are 1/4 inch, so I'll probably use like maybe a 3/8, just enough so I can get that through there. All right, kind of the time that I have not really been waiting for, and that's putting that table saw down on that bottom shelf. I have to get it down there. I need to get the board secured, and then I need to get that moving. So thank God for the table. Now, this table saw, I don't know how much it weighs, but I'm going to say it's well over a couple 100 pounds. Oh, there's a, I don't know, I have no idea, but I'll tell you right now, it is heavy. Alright, so I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's what the pencil's pointing to. Those are the holes that I'm talking about. So once I get these marked, Then I take it over and I can drill it out. All right. Okay, so now I have the holes where I need them. They look pretty good. I think if I just drill these out, I should be fine. We will see. I don't need to go down too far. Well, I can do this without putting a jig together. Looks like that's going to work. Hot diggity. Alright, get the rest of these drilled out. See if we can get this thing put back over there. Now, if you ever want to use any of these T-nuts, is what they're called. I got them out of a company here in Ohio called Bolt Depot. They're out of Cleveland, which is quite a ways away from me. But I found out that like buying 100 of these bolts, these screws, for me to buy 100 was about the equivalent of me going to like the big box store and buying like 10. All right, the T-nuts, I think I bought like 1,000 of them and spent 50 bucks on them. But I'll put a link to where I got all of this stuff in this video. Those are all pretty flat. Next thing I need to put on, well, not the next thing, I need to put the levelers on too. So, but the first thing I need to get on here is I need to get a piece of plywood on the bottom of it. Now all we need to do is fasten this down, get the levelers on it, mount it back up to the table saw and see if I can get this table saw down in place. I'd love to know what the over-under is on me actually picking this thing up and putting it down. So, I think right now I'm betting against myself. Not that I bet, but I'm just saying. Put these in here, make sure it's really tight. All right. I think I'm going to just bring these all the way up so that they're barely sitting flat. I've never used these before. And then, there we go. There's hardly any pressure on them. I'm just going to move in, maybe put them, I don't know, an inch. Let's go 2 inches. We'll go 2 inches. And I'm sure these are self-starting screws, but these are all little. These are all little. Here's the last pack of them. Oh, he's got some more big screws. Good. So the way these work is you take an Allen wrench and you crank on these things and raise these up and down. This is a lot like the collapsible table that I built. If you go back and it's one of the first videos that I did. Man, it is hot in Ohio today. And I needed it because I needed a table that I could adjust up and down. It's sitting on that side of my shop. You might be able to see it sometimes when if you're watching, you look at the items in the back of me. But I needed it for a time. I still use it today. And every so often, you can bring it up and bring it down. It actually has about, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches difference. So you can bring something up to here or bring it down low. Works good for me. So I'm going to try to get this back up there. And then hopefully I can move this. Okay, so I just need to get these things screwed down and I think we'll be good to go. I'm having a little bit of a problem getting this screw in there. So if you don't have one of these, you've never needed one, this is what they're for. You're basically going to give you an extension to power, and you can push this. I should be able to get the screw right in here. It's always good to have toys. Alright, so belt back on. Alright, now I'm not going to drill this out today. I don't have the adapters and stuff that I need, so I don't know what I'm going to need. I am going to get this thing down in this hole though. Hopefully. Let's find out. trying to get these feet up off the ground so I don't tear them up any. Because if it does get torn up, then this is just a moot point. Alright, this bar. Alright, so way. Thank God for steel toes. Success, which is really good. It seems to be lining up here. I might have to bump this edge out just a little bit, or it just might need to walk this back a little more. Nope. Looks like it's level, it's even. Okay, so this is not. Obviously, this is not. So I need to raise this up a little bit. Okay, table saw is in. Now, a couple things I need to do. I still need to take this track out of here, and I need to extend this out some. So that'll take out some of the plywood. I'll put another piece of plywood under it, and I won't worry about it. When this gets on the front, alright, I'm going to call that a wrap for this iteration of the video series. Table saw is in place. Got the dust collector sitting at the bottom. I don't have it completed built. Need to get some fittings for that, and then I'll do another video on that. Hopefully that'll work. I just got to button up this box pretty good, which will be a little bit harder now that it's in there, but you know, it is what it is. If you like the video, click like. If you want to see the rest of this, like the Biesemeyer rail going in and the fence system and whatnot, please click subscribe. And if you like this kind of thing, click alert if you want to see when they come out. This is going to be going on for probably the next couple months. At least this series is going to be going on. Reason being, I need this table saw because I've got other things I'm building. Okay, we've got, just for some information, we've got a CNC machine that's coming in for, I can do some wood CNC. I got to build a box for that. I got to build a unit for that. I'll do some lessons and stuff on how to operate a CNC also. I've got furniture to be making. I've got jigs to be made. I've got to finish doing some molding in our house. There's a ton of stuff that's going to be on this channel. All right. If you're interested, like I said, click subscribe, click alert, and please like this video. Thanks for coming to my workshop, and I'll see you next time.